Fashion Dolls? It is Winsome Wednesday, March 19th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is a fresh new face artist. He's been in the music game for a minute. Please definitely go and check out his new single, which will be out now, called Cut a Rug. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Prince DJ, to the Dollhouse.
What's popping?
Hello.
What's
Hello.
popping? I'm
Welcome to the
sorry.
Dollhouse.
Thanks for having me.
Such a
I
pleasure to have you
thought
here. You
I
were saying, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
no, I thought I would have been home in a spot. I didn't know it was 3 o'clock my time. I'm sorry.
You,
I'm sorry.
you
Can you
are
hear me?
fine. Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you and you can see you. Welcome to the
Okay.
Dollhouse. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much for having
Yes. So before we kick off this conversation, how has 2025 been for you so far?
me. Amazing. Amazing. 2025. I can't complain at all. It's been amazing.
And you've got a new single out, Cut a Rug, which we'll talk about in this conversation. But I like to start from the beginning with my guests. Tell us, who is Prince DJ, and at what age did you hear the sound of music? At what age did you discover the sound of music, and who were some of your musical influences growing up?
I want to start by you said first who was supposed to be there, right?
Yeah,
So you still hear
yes,
me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Prince DJ is Prince DJ. It's only one of me. I don't duplicate nobody. It's only
Mm,
one. A talented person, I live by being true to myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to be like nobody. I don't try to sound like nobody. I move at my own pace. I've been doing music since I was 5 years old. I started at 5. Um, of course, with having a home background. I mean, a church background. I'm from church, so I started in church first. So that first ear for music came at age of 5 years old. I think
And
those are the questions you asked.
you sang from the heart. I'm gonna say this about you. What I love about your music is you sang from a place of passion and you sang from the
Hmm.
heart. And that is real. And I think so many people can resonate with that. So for you, what was the first song that you heard that say, okay, this is something I want to do? What was the first song that you've ever heard?
So I didn't know I was gonna be a singer. I was a musician first, and years passed, and it was a young lady was talking to me. I was singing in church, so of course a church song was the first song that made me know I knew how to sing. That's what I was saying. But it was a girl was like, you need to be a singer. You need to be an R&B singer. I never saw that, but me already having a background of singing, in church and all that, it kind of made it easier for me to kind of just transition and start singing R&B. So, what particular first song that I learned how to sing, it might not be a song that you know. So, but it was a gospel song, and I think that's kind of where the soul comes from. I think that's where the soul that you hear.
And a lot of artists start off in the choirs, from Whitney Houston to Faith Evans. A lot of them start off in the choir. That's where they get their start off. And then for you to venture off, I have to ask, because it's Women's History Month, what did Mama say when you said I want to do R&B? Because a lot of parents have their reservations about, their child going into this music industry. And a prime example of that would be Toni Braxton. Her mother brought her up in the
Mhm,
church. She didn't want her singing nothing but
mhm.
for the Lord. But for you
So,
transitioning from gospel to do R&B, what did your mom say? I have to ask.
it really was my dad, but I wasn't singing in church. I was a musician, but sometimes they would just let me lead a song since I knew how to sing. You know what I mean? So the transition from I never was a gospel singer, but I was always, like I said, a musician. So me becoming a singer was always first doing music. I mean doing R&B, but my dad gave me more flack than anyone because my dad was the over church guy. Everything was super spiritual. So I got that from him. But yeah, it was him. I mean, he just held me back from a couple of opportunities that I had to be in the secular world. You know what I mean? Which I'm thankful now that he did do that because even the route that I was going with, the people I was going with, they're not around. You know what I mean? So he held me back for a reason, and I'm thankful for this. Yeah.
And it's amazing because parents know first sight, like, okay, you're doing music, they want us to go to law school, they want us to go and become doctors and all of these things. But when we say music, singing, rapping, because my brother wanted to do rap, but he said, I'm going to do something different. And he went into the military, he served in the military.
Mhm.
So it was a little shift for him to be able to go from wanting to be a music artist to now doing this,
Mhm.
because my father had the same talk with us as well too. Like, you got to have a backup plan. What's going to be your backup plan?
Mhm.
And for me, it wasn't just
Mhm.
to do this, what I'm doing now, which is hosting the platform. It was more so to do hair. I had a passion for hair. I love doing makeup. I love doing nails. I love doing all of these things. So I took up a trade going to school, and it was cosmetology. And I went
Mhm.
and I got my license. And I can remember coming back and making my mom and my dad proud. So it's always good to have that side hustle. Parents have their concerns. So I had to ask, what did mom and
Yeah.
dad say about it? Yeah.
So my side hustle was me knowing how to be a musician. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing how to be a musician, I didn't have to really take the route of working an actual regular 9 to 5 or just working regular jobs. So I was always able to move with the I can work for myself, being a musician, traveling musician or whatever it is, to the point to where I'm able to really utilize my talent throughout the week, throughout the day. You know what I mean? Without having to do other things. So my folks never really did pressured me to go get a regular job like that, as long as I was able to make some type of money for myself. And with what I was doing, I was making some type of money for myself straight out of high school. So I didn't have to go through that. So I'm working FedEx, although I tried it, but it didn't work for me. I've never worked a job to this day. I never worked a job past 2 weeks. Never.
And see,
And
that's a blessing.
that, yeah, I always took that as a sign of why I'm in the position, why I live my life the way I do, the reason why I feel the way I feel. Yeah.
And one other thing that I love about you is that you are a family man. You're a family man, and you're able to find that balance between being an
How you know
artist.
that? How you pick that up? By just
Like
watching me?
Olivia Pope, baby, I know it all. Oh,
Okay. Okay.
yes. Um, One thing I love about you is being able to find that balance between being a family man and also being an artist as well too. And in this industry, is all about being able to multitask, because there are no off days. Like, my brother
Right.
just had a baby with his wife. I have a nephew who's on his way to his terrible twos, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. He's already
Mm-hmm.
walking. He's already getting into things. So as an
Terrible
aunt,
too.
I, I'm looking to see him grow up and come into his own, and what he plans to do in his career, and what my brother,
Right.
his wife, taught him as well too. So for you, how do you find that balance of being a family man and being an artist as well too? Because it's a lot.
Um. Um. So like I said, with me in my life, I kind of set my own rules. So by me setting my own rules, I'm able to do what I need to do when I need to do it. Although of course I get a lot of bookings, a lot of calls to come travel and do this and this and that. But when it comes to I know I need to take care of my kids, I need to make sure this is there. I'm gonna do it. That's always first in anything I do. You know what I mean? So finding time to take care of my family or my kids, that don't it's
There
not
are
an
no off
option. You know
days.
what I'm saying?
There are no
No,
off
it's not
days.
an
And my
option.
mother told me this. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Prince.
Yeah, but it's definitely no, you're fine. But it's definitely it's a priority to me in my life. Just as much as me doing what I do. Being an artist, being there for my kids. My kids follow me. They watch me. Everything that I do. My 8-year-old, she's an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of easy to be who I am. It's not like I put it on, cut it off. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people what I do is a lifestyle. Now, although I expose my kids to certain things, but at the same time, I'm able to still be me in front of my kids. So if I have an interview, I'm gonna have my daughter right here. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't even know that if that was the case. You know what I mean? But that's me fitting. That's the time being at the same time. You know, me finding time to do that while I'm taking care of them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
And
and then like
I'm
I
so
said,
glad you said that.
and then besides that, like I do, a lot of people know I do skits and funny videos. So I do funny videos with my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's another form of spending time with them. You know what I'm saying? And it all works together. So when it's time to go to bed and then they gotta go here, they don't feel left out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how that is in the mix.
And it's amazing you include them. One of my guests came on my platform and he had his daughter. He was babysitting his daughter. He was like, I'm sorry. I was like, no, no need to apologize. I understand these things. I don't have kids, but I understand that it is a balance. And I was watching Diana Ross, and I think it was Diane Saw, one of the interviewers, asked her, how do you find the balance between being a mom and being a woman? She says, women, we're capable of doing these things. But I say that to make the comparison for anybody in this business who is a parent. There are no off days. You're on the
Hmm.
road 24/7, but it takes a
Right.
village. That village is right there behind you, backing you and helping you along as you're on tour, as you're doing your press, like currently right now, how we're doing it. So it is a balance. It's being able to balance those things out, which brings me to my next question for you, which is, what is the most important sacrifice you've ever had to make in your life, and was it worth it?
Um, that's a good question. The most important sacrifice that I had to make. Okay. So my first daughter was born 2012, and I had to actually go to. I had a meeting, a real important meeting with my neighbor to go to in Atlanta on this Sunday, and I was supposed to leave church and go directly to Atlanta. But the hospital called and said your daughter is about to be delivered, so I had to sacrifice either going to Atlanta or I need to go to the hospital, and I'm in the hospital. That was the biggest sacrifice I ever made in my whole career. And it was definitely worth it because my baby is.
And look at her now. Look at you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you and the man
Thank
you
you so
are.
much.
Being able to
Thank you so much.
accomplish all of this and find that balance. My mother even asked me the question, like, do you ever take any off days? Because our parents, that was going to be another question I wanted to ask you, because I touched on this just this week with one of my guests. We were saying how the words of our parents will sometimes ring in our ears in our adult years. Like your mother or our father would tell us, like, maybe you should have took this approach. And sometimes we're just like, we grown, we got it figured out or whatever. But their words will still sometimes linger on with us in our adult years. What's the best piece of advice that either your father or your mother has told you going on in your career that has stuck with you now until your adulthood?
Um, just always know who you are. You know what I mean? Always know who you are. And never allow somebody to play you for what you is. That was something my mama always told me. No matter what people say, no matter what people do, always know who you are. You know what I mean? And be confident of yourself in every room. And that's me. Anybody who know me tell you I might be the smallest dude in the room, but I'm gonna be the biggest one. You know what I mean? The biggest, smallest one that you know.
Mm.
And that
And
comes from walking with confidence.
that is from the heart. It's real. It's genuine, because as we get into the business, as we get into the industry, we lose sight of who we are. And it's
For sure.
important that we remain true to ourselves. So in other words, our parents are telling us, humble yourself, don't get too big, because my grandmother is 80 years old and I'm still blessed to have her here with me.
Hmm.
Anytime I do an interview, she said, okay, I want you to put God first in everything that you do. So if you are a faith-based person or you believe, she said, don't get too big. You can get too big and God can pull you right back down and humble you. So she tells me, put him first in everything that you do. And that has stuck with me till now. I'm 31. So it's stuck with me now, even as I have grown throughout the years. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
refreshing. Yeah.
being able to have that background where you can carry something that you was taught means the most. A lot of people came up, they don't know, they ain't got nothing to stick to. They ain't got nothing they just going with whatever comes in life. So I'm grateful to, like I said, have the parents that I have, that was able to, keep me grounded in church for one, but at the same time, allow me to have, a grounded mind to know how to focus and hear myself and follow my dreams. Not that we don't need help, but at the same time, I always go by people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. And if I don't know myself, then people will see me for what I can do for them and treat me how they want to treat me. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
yeah,
The body. Love you, sister. Thank you. I love you too, my love. I love you too. Thank you.
yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina. I'm a Southern girl. So we have
Oh,
that
South
in
Carolina.
common. I think that is why we're clicking so well, that
Okay,
Southern hospitality. South Carolina,
okay,
born and raised. Yeah.
okay. I got something in South Carolina. I will be in South Carolina around Mother's Day.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. So that post will be coming out. Y'all will see.
I might have to come check you out. I can't wait. I can't wait. And we're going to
For
get
sure.
into your single. And
Mm.
yes, I know who it is. Hi, Nate. How are you,
Yeah.
my love? We got to catch up. We got to catch up. It's been a minute. So much has happened. Um, and that's another question that I wanted to ask you. If you could live
Mhm.
life without any fear, what risks would you take?
If I could live life without any fear, what risk would I take?
Yeah.
Rob, I don't know. I never thought about that. If I could live life with no fear, what risk would I take? There would be no risk.
Mm,
It'd be, it's all. I do whatever. Right now, I'm scared of flying an airplane, so I think I'll fly
same
a lot
here.
of airplanes.
The same here. With so much going on, we're seeing planes falling out the
Yeah,
sky. I
yeah,
mean, it's crazy for a lot of us. So yes,
yeah. It won't be any risk to take because I won't be afraid of anything. I just do it. I'm gonna do what I feel, whether you like it or not. Whatever happens, no consequences. I ain't scared. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? That's how I move.
and Nate says, good one. Yes, you guys are agreeing that the airplane part, it is scary. It is scary. I don't do flights.
Well, I have to, being in this business, I have to do it. So whether I'm afraid or not, if I can't drive too far, I got to get that flight and I'll get there and get back.
Absolutely.
So that ain't nothing
Absolutely.
I can worry about at this point. Because if
And
I can drive, we're gonna drive.
is it often that your biggest worries and fears come true?
Um, I try not to move with many fears. You know what I'm saying? Or many worries. Like, for instance, a lot of people will be afraid to drop music because they're scared of what people gonna say, or they're afraid of people gonna like it or not. When me, if I like it, you gotta like it or don't listen to it. So I don't move with that fear. You know what I mean? Like certain when I do concerts, a lot of people are afraid to do their own music on stage because they don't think people gonna receive it. So they do cover shows. No, 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 no. If you book me, I'm gonna come to your show and I'm gonna do me. You're not gonna book me and I'm gonna come do Bruno Mars. So you're gonna book me and I'm gonna come perform Jamie Foxx. Or that ain't what you booked me for. You want to hear Jamie Foxx music, you book Jamie Foxx. So because you don't have the Jamie Foxx budget, you book me. So I'm gonna give you me. So I don't move with fear. I just do me. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to being confident in who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like when I get on stage, there be a lot of music y'all might not ever heard. But when I get off the stage, you would never know you didn't know that music. But that come from me being confident, behind me, what I bring, what I do, what I offer.
And
So I don't have a
another
fear.
example of that, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. Go ahead, Prince. I'm sorry.
You're not. You're not. You're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was. My friend Nate, the body in the comments, you guys see him.
Hmm.
Just not too long ago did New York Fashion Week. He designs clothing as
Okay.
well to Fire Clothing. Make sure y'all
Congrats.
go check it out. Black owned. Um, he put something up that resonates with what I'm saying right here, which is taking that leap of faith, jumping out and taking that leap of faith, which can be scary for a lot of us. And we have to promote ourselves. Bottom line, promote yourself. That is something that I put on my vision board this year for 2025 is that you have to promote yourself. And I love what you just said. If you want Jamie Foxx, you book Jamie Foxx. But if you're getting me, I'm going to perform my craft, my artistry. We're seeing the rise of so many up and coming artists. What do you think about the rise of these next generation of independent artists that are rising and doing their own thing, performing their music?
Let me ask you, who are you speaking with when you talking about? You talking about in the Southern Soul world, the blues world, the hip hop world? Who you what?
All
In the
together because
soul
there's so
world?
many genres in the R&B soul world. Yeah,
So most of these soul people that's coming through the realms, they're coming under me. And I'm saying that proudly for everybody on your platform to see. Y'all might not know my face, but you know me now. Some all these new characters that y'all all hearing about, yeah, they coming through me. So how do I feel about them? I like them. They're great. If I work with you, you good. Do I feel like they should do a little bit more when it comes to knowing where a lot of it comes from, supporting that? I do. But let me just say what I'm gonna say because goddamn it, this sound like I'm trying to beat around the bush. I'm just gonna say what I'm saying. Okay. So a lot of these cats out here, of course, I help all of them. I'm behind a lot of their music. You know what I mean? Do I feel like they can throw my name in a lot of these bags? Of course I do. You know what I mean? But do that make me not like them? No. Do that make me not support them? No. But do I feel like they can do more when it comes to letting the people know, oh, this guy's here, oh, this guy do this? I do. I think that could be done a lot more because if it wasn't for what I do and what I bring to the table, a lot of them wouldn't have what they have. And that's some of y'all favorite artists. You know what I mean? But I mess with them. To get back to your question, I mess with them as much as I mess with
and it's important. I love that you said that because it's important that artists continue to give their credit and give people their flowers. Like if you're writing on someone's project, make sure that you're giving the writers credit. Make sure
them.
that
Come
you're
on, man.
giving the producers credit and everything. It's important that you recognize everybody because we're seeing a lot of hi Naptown. Hey K2. Shout outs to my brother K2 Spot. Make sure you guys go and check out his platform as
Love
well. The K2 Spot, amazing talk show and platform, black owned. And when I tell you it's important that you build your community up of people who are like minded, build that team up behind you. You have your band. You have your band and you're
it.
playing your music and your craft. And what I love about you is that you take the time, you invest into it. And any artist knows that when you're investing into your project, into your craft, it makes a masterpiece. And I'm a
Mm-hmm.
big Beyonce fan. I love Beyonce. And when
Mm-hmm.
I tell you
Okay.
that this woman has such manpower behind her. She's creating
Mm-hmm.
and we don't even know it. I can guarantee you she's working
Mm-hmm.
on something right now other than her
For
tour.
sure.
And it's because we see her vision, we see her craftsmanship. And then when we see the performance, when she comes out on stage with her dancers, everything is in sync because she planned for it. Any great
For
artist,
sure.
and I remember you saying, I'm sensitive about my stuff in one of your lives, and I was just wrapping up. But it's real for any artist.
Not
So,
for
what are
sure.
some,
Don't play with it.
yeah, yeah, I was saying, what are some tips that you would give to songwriters out here?
Songwriters, man, write what you feel. You know, don't put too much in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the. I'm, of course, I write a lot of people's music that's out here, but a lot of people be wondering, how do you do it so fast? Like, if it takes you 2 weeks to write a record, you're
Yeah.
doing too much. Like, you're doing way too much. You making this song way too deep, and that message gonna go clean over people's head when you putting them up all into it. So my my advice to people is listen to the track and let the music feed you. You know what I'm saying? Let the track tell you what to say. You know what I mean? Let the track guide you on, where it is you're supposed to be going vocally. You know what I mean? Versus trying to have a opinion and you're really trying to sit there and write with no track. You're really trying to come up with what's the best melody? What's it? it ain't gonna come out like this. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, when you're at home writing that record with your pen, when you get to the studio, it's gonna come out totally different. It's
Absolutely.
gonna say you ain't gonna write, you ain't gonna say none of the shit you wrote. It's gonna come across totally different. So my advice is to always, you know, let the music tell you what to do. You know what I mean? Let it guide you in your words of God.
Love that. Let the music feed you. Exactly, Nate. And Nate just alluded to what I was about to say, which is being an artist, being a singer, you are administering medicine to people. You are saving
For
people's
sure.
lives because people fall in love, they fall out of love. We go through so many different emotions in our life
For sure.
and they impact us in some sort of way. And I was telling
For
Anthony,
sure.
my guest that I had on Monday about that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, singers sing from a place of pain. And the album
Mm-hmm.
that has
When you
gotten
know
me
how
through my,
to, though.
yeah, go
When
ahead.
you know how to.
Yeah,
You know how to sing from that place, it'll reach that place. I mean, that's because a lot of people think they can sing, that means you're supposed to sing. So you gotta have that certain gift and that certain, you know what I'm saying, to be able to reach that painful space. You know what I'm saying? Now you can finish what you were saying.
and personal experience because you've encountered it, you've witnessed it firsthand, and us, the listeners, will put that song on and be like, wow, this artist is singing to my soul. And I was telling
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Monday, I said, the album that has gotten me through my most darkest times, my most darkest days, I could be depressed or sad, is the Mary J. Blige My Life album. And I say that
Okay.
album has changed my life because almost everything on that album, from love, loss, whatever she sung about, I can relate to in some sort of way. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to it. I could put on Brandy's Full Moon, or I could put on Janet's Velvet Rope. I could put on The
Mm-hmm.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I could put on a Sade
Mm-hmm.
song that takes me to a space where it makes me feel okay, like, wow, this is deep, this is personal. And sometimes we have to sit in self reflection. So that brings me to my next question for you. Pulling from a place of personal experience, how deep is the songwriting process for you as an artist?
Um, ask me that again.
I said, pulling from a place for you as an artist, pulling from that space, how deep is the songwriting process for you?
So that goes back to what I was. It's not. I don't make it as deep because, like I said, when you make it too deep, you'll get lost. You'll become. It's something called blockage. You have a tunnel
Writer's
vision.
block,
You forget
yes.
everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're being too deep. Versus like this right here. I'm sitting there drinking my Jack and Coke, right? If a track was going right now, guess what I'm gonna sing about? Sitting on the
Mm.
phone drinking Jack and Coke. Then everybody know what I want them to know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go straight off the hip. I got a pen in my hand, writing lyrics on the paper. And you know what I'm saying? Acting what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell you ass later. You know what I mean? It's just that ain't deep. I'm going off the flow. You know what I mean? I'm going with what's going on in the moment. You know what I mean? So I try not to make it that deep that way it can stay fun. You know what I mean? It can stay interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't make that a deep process. Or it'll get boring. I get bored. And you don't want to get bored doing creating music.
At all,
Like you
sitting there
said,
in
that's
deep thought. That's even for authors too. You get writer's block, you get stumped. It's like find the inspiration from somewhere, find the song from
right,
somewhere.
right.
And that brings me to another question I wanted to ask you. What things
Hmm.
give you pure and profound sense of joy? What are some things that give you a sense of joy?
Um, that's a good question. Things that give me joy. Well, I create so much music until I can't say listening to music makes me happy because I created so much. I'm always around music. So I'm a drummer. I play drums. I started playing at 5 years old. But I started playing drums, excuse me, in church at the age of 5. But I had to stop playing for so many years. So now when I get on drums, it's like an outlet for me. So I have fun playing drums, you know, now, you know. That's something new that I really just bought me a drum set and I picked back up the sticks. So that's that's what I do for fun now. I can't even say traveling and going out of town because that's work. So a lot of times now, even when I try to go out of town on vacation, it turns into work because I'm never gonna not go into a spot. They're gonna play my record, and now I'm finna start working. I'm finna thank you. I'm finna, you know what I mean. So it turns into work. So it's got to be when I'm able to just play my drums.
And that's your
That's what I'm having fun.
leisure time. That's your passion because that again, that ear, that music, that feeling, it does something to you. Okay.
You know, most definitely.
Now, March is International Women's History Month. And
Hmm.
I've been asking my guests all throughout this week, what are 5 things that make us women so remarkable? So, Prince, for you, what are 5 things that make the women in your life so dynamic?
So authentic. I got authentic women and people in my lives. People that ain't trying to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? People that understand life. You know what I mean? I got entrepreneurs, that entrepreneurship, you know what I mean? We all bosses, you know what I mean? Creators, you know what I mean? The women in my life are creating, always thinking about creating opportunities. Always thinking about how can we make the best out of this, the best out of that. Protective, you know, the women that are in my life are protective over anything that even come towards me. You know what I mean? Protecting bad energy, whether it's, you know what I mean, just people that's trying to use you, you know, I have
Yeah.
those type of people in my life. And five, love it. You know what I mean? Women in my life that understand the value of love, you know what I'm saying? Understand the value of respect, understand the value of being appreciative, you know what I'm saying? So those are 5 things I think I have when it comes to women that is a part of my life. And when I say women, that's whether I'm speaking on a lover, a sister, auntie, a mother, or grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So that was some strong cues because if I don't feel love when you're around me, I don't want you around me. If I feel used, I don't want you around me. If you not trying to do nothing for yourself, I don't want you around me. You'll get over, I don't want you around me. So to have those attributes and be a part. Because that's me. That's everything I offer. I offer genuine. I offer love. I offer entrepreneurship. You're gonna know that I'm a go getter. You know, you're gonna know that I don't just, know. So if you can't bring that back, you're not showing me that back, you're not a part of my life. It just so happen the
Right.
ones that are a
And
part of
it's
my
just
life.
like at a certain period
So
of time, what's the use? Like, what are you here for? Everybody has a sole purpose. And that's someone said that when you have a sole purpose, you have a destiny, and God has called you home to do that,
facts
do just that. Everybody has a sole purpose to tell their story and do what God has prohibited for them
for sure,
to do. It's
for
key and
sure.
important. So, yeah. All right. All right, Fashion Doll. It is almost time. Now you have a new single out, Cut a Rug. Tell us about it.
You want me to tell you about the song?
Yes.
Okay. And while y'all playing it, I'm gonna go get in my car. So if you see me doing a lot of movement, that means I'm moving and moving. But anyway, let me introduce the record. Cut a Rug is my brand new single. Um, it's a fun record. It's a dance record. It's a record make you feel good, get off your butt. You know, right now since we in this fan season, um, I'm speaking on the fans in the record. Of course, to make you have fun with the fans. You know what I mean? But of course, the record is not about the fans. It's about getting on the floor and cutting a rug. Original name of the song is called Fan Slap. So for those of you that's watching my live, the song is available on all platforms, but it's available under Fan Slap. And I'm in the process of getting it switched down to the original cover and time. So for those that are watching, my new single is called Fan Slap, but the real name is Color. And this is it right here.
All right, Fashion Dolls.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys make sure you go and check out the single. The single is Cut a Rug and it's on all streaming platforms. But before we let Prince go, we're gonna do something a little different, and I'm gonna put
What
myself
you
in the
gonna
hot
do?
seat. So
Uh-huh.
we're going to do a segment I like to call Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me as many questions as they want to. So I'm pretty nervous. I don't know what he's going to ask me. It can be on fashion, life, beauty, goals, whatever Prince wants to know for my new viewers out there, because I see a lot of new viewers that are coming in. Welcome as you're just coming in. Um,
You
take it
want me to
away,
ask you a
Prince.
question?
Yes.
Okay. What do I want to know? Appreciate it, my dog. Appreciate it. What are your what are your goals for the next? What's your long term goal for the next 3 years? What are you wanting to accomplish even by doing this show? You
Wow.
know,
My goal is to have my own television network in due time. Um, and I could also like Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore had her stuff in the stores. I could see myself having my merchandise in stores. Like she has makeup, she has home decor, all of those things. So I see myself branching out outside of this platform. So that's what I like to do in the future.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
good answer.
Welcome if you're
Any
just
more
coming
questions
in.
for me?
Welcome, welcome. Fashion
Oh,
dolls.
well,
As many questions as you want, Prince.
I don't really have any questions. I was here for you to question me. I'm ready to answer some questions.
Oh my goodness. So, fashion dolls, do we have any questions for myself or Prince? If you're just coming in, welcome, 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 welcome. Again, the single is titled Cut a Rug. Make sure you guys go and
Cut a
stream it
rug.
on all platforms right now. If you have any questions for myself or Prince, feel free. You can use the question box or you can use the comments, whichever works for you. My last
You can still hear me,
question for
right?
you. I wanted to ask you another question, which is what's next in the chapter for Prince? Because you've got your single out right now. What is next in the chapter for you?
So right now I'm actually taking. I got a whole lot of dates, like show dates, touring. A lot of tour. I'm trying to really reach the world. You know what I'm saying? With this single, it's actually moving way quicker than we expected. So we hoping, man, to book it the rest of the year. And I want to come touch everybody. I want to come see
Oh yeah.
everybody. So that's my plans for that's what's next. I don't know if you watch me on Facebook. So a lot of my engagements are on Facebook where I show, a lot of my calendars, my dates. You know what I mean? So booking the date, booking the calendar up is what's next. You know what I'm saying? What's next is me coming to your city.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Better
Stay
know it.
tuned, fashion dolls. And I appreciate y'all all so much. Hi, Pure Lux, Black owned. I'm noticing a lot of Black owned businesses in the audience, viewers today. Thank you all so much. Make sure you guys go and support everyone that I've mentioned in this live, from K Tukes to Pure Lux Salon to Nate, who I've known a very, very long time. So please make sure you guys go and support all of these businesses. And before we close out, the final thought of the day, what are some gems that you would give to people as we go into 2025? Because your music brings a sense of joy. And again, like I said in the beginning of our interview, you sing from a place that is real and personable. So, what are some gems that you would give to the audience as we come into this year, 2025?
Again, stay true to yourself. Don't, if you listen to music, don't go out trying to make music like what you hear.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because doing that will make you not know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You'll get lost on trying to please people versus pleasing yourself. And when you're able to please yourself, you'll reach people. You may not reach everybody, but you're gonna reach people that feel what you feel, people that like what you like, people that's coming from where you coming from versus okay, for example, the fan song is out. I didn't create Coulda Rug trying to be like 803 Fresh. No, that no. I'm being myself, but I see what's going on in what what I mean. I see the fans is a big thing about what's going on. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna create that fan song from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about that fan the way I talk about it versus trying to talk about it how they talk about it. Let me see how they. What 803 said. Where them fans at? That's
Yes,
what he said. Well, I said, let me see them fans stop. Like, you know what I mean? I see the fan. I ain't looking for them no more. I see them. And I want to hear you pop them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming from my perspective. So for me to other artists out, be true to yourself. Learn how to create your own lane and be you. And what's for you gonna come to you. Forget the trend and everything else come with it. What's for you gonna come for you.
absolutely. Absolutely. And today's final thought, Fashion Dolls, comes from Sun Z. And he says that the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. And that is about fear. Stepping outside of your norms, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and doing things that you wouldn't typically do in your career or in your life. Sometimes change can be scary, but it can be beautiful in the end result. So take that leap of faith. And as Prince just said, step out and do your own thing. Authenticity and originality is key. So one of my guests, he asked me this question before we wrap. He asked me this question. He was like, what sets you aside from other hosts who host their platform? I do it in a way where it's so revolutionary that it doesn't bore the audience, that it doesn't make their attention go somewhere else, as well as the
Hmm.
guest. I focus solely on the guest, which is why you don't
Hmm.
see me pictured on the flyers. Because that's another question that people ask me. Why don't you put your face on the flyer? I was like, no, no. Yes, I'm the host of it, but this is their time. This is them telling their story. And when they come to
Right,
my
right.
platform, we rotate that pilot seat. Yes, I own the platform. I set up the interviews and everything. But when my guests come on, we rotate that pilot seat. And they're
Mm,
telling their story. So I sit in that passenger side and then I go to the pilot seat. And that's
right.
because I want them to be able to share their story and the way they want to. So that's what it's about.
What's,
Being
well, see, a
original.
lot of people get it. A lot
Yeah,
of people get it misunderstood, and I don't mean to cut you off. What's understood don't have to be explained. You know what I'm saying? You're the driver either way it go. You know, it's just like me. A lot of shows that I have, a lot of people would say, "Well, Prince, you the headliner. Why you ain't closing?" Well, it ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? Like my name is on it, yeah, yeah, but it ain't about me. And when you learn to do things and take you out of it, you'll see the beauty behind it. So the fact that you do that and you're not making this about you is what's gonna bring, favor to you. Because when you don't make it about you, it's what make people like me or artists want to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? We want to give you your flowers because you're making a platform, an opportunity for people like me. So why not give you your flowers? You deserve that. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you're not making it about you is what makes. I always tell a lot of people like I got of course a band, and I tell them all the time. Like, a lot of times we might do a couple shows here in the city, and I be like, man, I know this in the city, man. I'm finna still pay y'all what I pay y'all. But when y'all come at me and say, man, bro, we in the city, we don't need no money, we straight. That make me want to pay you. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about that. You know what I mean? So being, what you even saying that says a lot about you. You know what I mean? Just your whole character person.
absolutely. And I want people to know that it's not my story to share, it's the guest's story to share. So when they come here, I want my guests to feel comfortable. I want my viewers to feel comfortable and make you feel it's intimate. It's between us. We're
Right,
having this conversation and the viewers are in and then the viewers watch the conversation and be like, wow, that happened to me.
right,
Just from someone's
right,
personal experience or their story that they're sharing, they can relate to it in some sort of way because they know someone who's been through something or they themselves have went through it. So it's personal, it's deep for me, and I'm a very intimate person. Whereas that aspect, I like my guests to feel comfortable. I want you to feel at home. I don't get too personal. And I'm gonna give you guys the backstory of how I got Prince. Prince is like, okay, what's this again? You want to interview me? I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative.
And I had
Anytime
such a
someone
good
new,
time. Yeah.
anytime someone new, reaches out and wants to, talk, even though, like you never know who know you. You never know I don't know who all listen to my music, but anytime I'm able to really connect with people that's new followers of me, man, it's a blessing. I'm so grateful, and I'm just thankful. Thank you. I just didn't know if this was a show. I seen it on my calendar. I'm like, do I have a performance today? But then I thought, okay, it's the interview, so it made me even happy I get to talk.
Yes. 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 So we definitely will keep in touch because I would love to have you back on again. I had a
For
dynamic
sure,
time, and I told you we were going to have a dynamic time, and I'm pretty sure
for
you
sure.
guys enjoyed it as well too. So this interview will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube, and this would make, I want to say, 766 interview 766. We are on the road to 800. So thank you so much for your
Okay.
love and unconditional support. We're still going to keep grinding. Joining me tomorrow, we have Conrad Johnston. Make sure you guys tune in. Friday, we have Marcus Middleton as well. So make sure you guys tune in. All throughout the month of March, we will be celebrating Women's History Month with these amazing men. I wanted my lineup to be all women for March, but I said, you know what? I got a bunch of girlfriends. They're busy. They are on set filming. Shout outs to my girl, Ro Underwood. A very big shout out to her. You guys have seen her on in the 50 Cent Power Verse, Raising K9. So make sure you guys go and check her out and support her. And my girl Simone Jones, my girl Clara, my girl Kendra, Shanae, all of y'all, thank y'all so much. And thank you all, Fashion Dolls. So, Prince, before we let you go, let everyone know where they can follow you at, because I'd love to have you on again.
You can follow me on all social platforms. That's my name, Prince DJ AE, so that you know the correct spelling, DJ AE. Regular spelling, Prince DJ AE on all platforms.
All right, Fashion Dolls. The single is titled Cut a Rug. Go and check it out. It's on all platforms right now. Go download it and support this brother. Check out all of his music and support these artists. Support
Yes,
these up and coming
yes,
artists out here, Fashion Dolls. Support
yes,
Prince. And
for
Prince,
sure.
thank you. Had
Thank
such a great time.
you.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.